Hey team, thank you for watching this video and welcome to the next Shred Strong Zoom community chat. I know a lot of folks reached out to me and they said, hey Jen, dude, it's Monday. I'm going to be biking or I'm still in the bike park. I'm still at Trestle, whatever it was. So I appreciate everyone reaching out. I know 6:30 on a Monday, it's hit or miss for a lot of people, but I still wanted to go ahead and hop on here and record this for everyone. That way you can have access to it and know what the heck we're focusing on right now, okay? I am fresh from a workout myself. I just did the Shred Strong Day One deadlifts workout today. So I didn't take Monday as a rest day. My rest day is probably going to be tomorrow or Wednesday. I can't decide. Maybe Thursday. I'm coaching Thursday, so not really a rest day. But anyways, you are getting me all in my splendor right now. So please know I don't always have my hair washed and I'm not sweaty, like not sweaty. All right. So today I also just had a protein shake, so my mouth is a little different. Today, we wanted to talk about a couple of things with the programming right now, just in case you did have any questions surrounding some of the things that are in the programming and not in the programming. So, as you know, right now, for a lot of us, it is a lot of us in the Northern Hemisphere here, we have Milo's coming in. Sorry, we have warmer weather. With that comes more biking. Okay, with you biking more, we're not going to be doing a lot of higher volume things, okay? We might be doing a little bit more higher rep, lower weight movements, a little bit more higher like muscular endurance, things like that. But one thing that you're not going to see right now are finishers. If anything, you'll see finishers for sure when we get back into the off season. But since you're biking a lot, I don't want to really throw a lot of high intensity intervals and things like that with you in your direction rather, because that can increase the volume a little bit too much for some people, and if not most people, especially if you are redlining at every single workout. And it's hard for me to manage that for people because I know a lot of individuals do want to redline and work hard because to them, that is a sign of a good workout. And I totally understand that. But this is kind of my way of limiting the exposure to intensity because you're biking more. And mountain biking, honestly, is kind of like a hit session in and of itself, depending on how you're attacking that ride or what type of trail you're riding, things like that. But at least for most trails here in the US, Canada, as well as a couple of the trails out in Germany, it's going to be undulating trails, highs and lows, little dips. Um, you are generally going to have to climb a fair amount in most of those locations. However, that, regardless of where you are, the intensity that you bring to that workout or that ride can really dictate how hard you need to hit that workout that day. So I like to just not include finishers during the actual peak biking season, only because volume. And also, I don't want you to feel exhausted. I want you to feel really good, really fresh and snappy for when you do get out on the bike and you do manage to get some of those bike rides in. Okay. Let me raise my desk a little bit, actually. There we go. So, one thing I do recommend because you might be biking more, definitely reach out and do that mobility program, especially the post ride mobility sequence that's in the program. Remember, all you have to do is tap on that big blue plus sign in the bottom right hand corner in the app. Once you tap on that, you're going to click on or tap on workouts and then select mobility. And, choose the one that's post ride, ideally after your bike rides, because that is going to truly make your bike rides feel so much better. And even if you don't have time for like the full 5 to 7 minute sequence, that's totally fine. At least do this couch stretch, especially if you're having any type of hip flexor tightness or low back aches and pains, especially if you do have a tendency to sit a lot at a desk during the day when you're not on the bike. Couch stretch is going to be my go-to stretch no matter what. And I always do it when I'm watching TV at night, before I go to bed, after dinner. It's just one of my favorite ways to unwind and make my legs feel so much more fresh for the next day. This past week, I actually rode like 3 days in a row, which I don't normally do. And of course, this is anecdotal, this is just my experience. But my legs felt fresh because I did the mobility sequence. I foam rolled my quads, I foam rolled my glutes, my hamstrings. I gave my body attention, and it took me about 3 to 5 minutes, honestly, probably closer to 5 minutes. But it didn't take long, and I did it while I was watching TV. So two birds, one stone. That whole type of saying, it really does apply here. Okay, so see if you can use the at least the couch stretch, but definitely take advantage of the mobility routine, especially if you are riding more. Okay. Now, with that being said, the next couple of days, you're going to see me post a question asking if any areas in your body are achy or maybe just need a little bit of love. Let me know, because that is actually going to help me dictate what changes I might make to the mobility routine. Excuse me, protein shake. This bone broth protein shake is delicious. But the couch stretch will generally stay in. Like, that's going to be one movement that will almost always stay in that mobility routine until the end of days. So, but I am looking to see what other changes you might need. Maybe you need a little bit of low back attention and things like that, especially if you are doing a little bit more downhilling. I would like to think that your low back is not experiencing any issues because of the strength training that you're doing here in Shred Strong. But everyone's different. We all have different bodies, and I want to respect that. So give me the nitty gritty when I do ask and make that post about any areas on your body that might need some love or are aching a little bit. And that can include your grip and things like that. Okay. Let me know. All right. So next, we're just going to talk about the daily movement habit. All right. So the movement habit, or the habit that we try to look at every month, I try to rotate through a core set of habits every month, just as a nice reminder. And please know this is stuff that I do alongside of you. So these are things that I am focusing on as well during the month. And the month of July, which is perfect, it's my birthday month. And I always like to say that during my birthday month, I want to give my body a little bit more love. And I actually thought about July being a little bit more of a mental health love month with some mindfulness or meditation. If you're interested in that, I am actually a certified meditation and mindfulness instructor. And it's something I've done for like close to 30 years now. And it's made such an impact in my life. Okay. And I thought about month of July being a focus on that, like a mindfulness month, because that just is my love language. But I thought, no, have a movement. Like, let's get some movement. Because now, especially with it raining a little less, a lot of us are in Colorado. Monsoon season here was pretty wild for those of you who don't live in Colorado. If you couldn't tell, it was a little intense, a little wet. So I think a lot of us are just happy that it's drying out. And I want folks, and regardless of where you live, to just get outside. Try to get outside for at least 5 minutes every day and, get some sun on your skin, even if it's not sunny out, if you're in the PNW or elsewhere, then yeah, just at least get outside, get some fresh air, get away from the area that you live and work in, and get outside amongst nature if you can. Maybe even get to a park. Of course, everyone has a different level of safety in terms of their neighborhood and things like that. So be mindful with that, of course. But walking is going to be a fantastic thing to incorporate into your day, whether you have a dog or kids or just want to walk yourself. By all means do. Now, one thing that I do suggest, and this isn't a requirement, but just a suggestion: don't listen to anything. Don't listen to music. Don't even listen to a podcast on this walk, at least for 5 minutes. Give yourself like 5 minutes of just attention on yourself and kind of where you are in the moment. All right. And the reason for that is because it gives you that moment to yourself where you don't have any outward distractions or interactions or things like that. And it gives you a chance to possibly interact with your neighbors or loved ones or things like that. So it gives you that moment of just peace before you get into any kind of calamity or anything like that you might experience with work or personal life. It just gives you that moment of peace and quiet, quite honestly. And I find it's a great way to start my day. Of course, I'm usually walking Milo, and I do bring my phone with me, and I do bring my AirPods with me, but I usually try to not start the walk while listening to a podcast or something like that. Okay. So I'll take the first 5-10 minutes or so, absolute silence. I'm just talking to Milo. If I'm talking to him, I'm interacting with him. I'm looking at everything around me and just kind of taking it all in. All right. And then after that time passes, then I'm listening to a podcast or listening to something that I need to, or maybe even having a client call, like whatever it is, whatever that morning holds. So give yourself a little bit of mindfulness on your walks if you can, even if it's just for a minute. a minute can make a huge difference, but try to strive for 5 minutes. All right. And with movement, the additional movement that I'm encouraging you to do every day, strive for 5 minutes at a minimum. And if you can get more than that, then that's fantastic. For me today, not including my workout, because I don't include the workout in that. But with my walks this morning, the walk with Milo this morning took about 20 minutes. He actually wanted to come home early. Usually my walks with him are 30 minutes, but he was a little warm. It was kind of warm early this morning. So unfortunately, our walk was a little bit shorter. But we're getting ready to go for a walk because he had his dinner a little bit ago. I'm getting ready to do another walk with him. I'm gonna try to force him to go a little bit further, but at least 30 minutes or so, and that's gonna kind of round out my day. But it's just so nice because it is about 6:45 here in Colorado, Mountain Time, and of course it stays light rather until about 8:30. But I just want to get outside with him. I might wait a little bit for it to cool just a little bit more for him since he's a sensitive little flower. But just to give you an idea and an example of what I do, I walk with Milo. I walk with the dude who's laying down on the ground behind me. But whatever this is for you, could be yoga, could be the mobility routine, whatever it is, I want you to again just try to get 1 minute minimum, but preferably closer to 5 minutes, and 1 minute silence, or at least like no stimulation, no podcast, no music or anything like that. But up to 5 minutes would be ideal. If you want to do more than that, great. That's just going to be a bonus. But I want you to experiment with what this feels like and how more attentive and more present you feel when you do something like this. Okay. I'd love to know what it feels like for you and what it does for you. And especially if it does improve your sleep, because that's going to be another thing is, 5 minutes of movement. If you happen to do it outside, that's great. If weather's good for you, great. Be safe, obviously. Listen to my latest podcast if you haven't already about heat illnesses and things like that. But walk or get outside earlier in the day, as early as you can. I'm not saying 4 a.m. or anything like that, but preferably shortly after the sun rises. The reason for that is because it can really help set your circadian rhythm and really help your cortisol kind of elevate a little bit more, wake you up a little bit more, and then help you actually sleep better the next that evening, and therefore the rest of the week once you get into a little bit of a rhythm with your cycle. But yeah, it can definitely help with your circadian rhythm. So see if you can take advantage of that and really just enjoy being outside and enjoy having some sun on your skin just for a little bit. In just a few minutes, they make such a difference. That's all I have for you today, fam. I didn't have any questions submitted to me or any ideas, things to chat about. I know it's summer. Summer is always different with our Zoom calls. Like everyone is usually always running or riding or on vacation or with the kids. So summers tend to be a little bit more chill and just a little bit more like kind of like we are right now. I usually have a couple where no one arrives. And I'm trying not to take it personally. I'm just kidding. I hope you all have a beautiful day, a beautiful rest of your week. It's summertime. It's July 10th. Just as a heads up, I will be out of the office like July 18th or 19th or something like that until about the 24th. So it's actually gonna be July 20th to the 24th. We're gonna be going down to Santa Fe area and just it's my birthday on the 22nd and it's Aaron's birthday on the 21st. I know we are dorks. But we always do this every year where we just get out of town and we board Milo and just go somewhere and kind of disconnect a little bit. I'll still be available for obviously for any questions that you might have, but I'll probably just be checking the app and emails and things like that. Maybe once or twice a day tops, because yeah, I'm with Aaron, trying to stay connected with my partner. So but yeah, always let me know if you have any questions, but please be patient with me during those times. Especially if you do have a question, just know that Thursday, Friday, that 21st, it'll probably be a lot slower in responding than usual. And I apologize, but it's kind of my built-in vacation that I'm trying to do a little bit better about every year. On that note, I hope you all are enjoying your summer and getting outside and getting in some rides. I know I am, and I look forward to hopefully seeing you next month. All right. Take care, be safe, and let me know if you have any questions. Bye.